Good morning everybody, class 5. Today this is your first class in literature, and after a long gap of time we again meet. So in this class your first story in literature I discuss, and the name of the story is The River Bank, and it is written by Kenneth Grahame. Kenneth Grahame wrote this story, The River Bank, but the main book is name of the main book is Wind in the Willows. The River Bank was written by Kenneth Grahame. He was born in Scotland but moved to live in England by the banks of the river Thames. This story, The River Bank, is taken from his famous book Wind in the Willows. Okay, that's all. That is, Wind in the Willows is the main book, and this short story The River Bank is extracted from the main book Wind in the Willows. Okay, next I have to say who are the main characters of this story. The main characters of this story are the main book, The Wind in the Willows. The main characters are the rat, toad, mole, and badger and the rabbits. But in this piece, The River Bank, the characters are mole, rabbits, water rat, etc. Water rat. And the story of the river bank resides between adventure stories of the animals who were friends in the countryside. The friends animals were rat, toad, mole and badger. The story begins when the mole decided to visit the river bank one day. This is the starting of the story. And again I say the chief characters of the story The River Bank are mole, water rat and the rabbit. Okay, this is the story. And first of all I start some summary of the story, a brief summary. The friends animals were rat, toad, mole and rabbit. The story begins when the mole decided to visit the river bank one day. There he found his new friend water rat, with whom he spends his days, quality days. That is, they met Toad, who was the owner of the Toad Falls. That is, Toad is not here. Here, the river bank, the main characters are the mole, the water rat, the rabbit. Okay. Now I start the story. Okay. The river bank. The mole had been working very hard all the morning, spring cleaning his little home. First, with spring cleaning means end of the winter. That is, end of the winter, he cleaned his home. That is, first with how he cleaned his home, first with brooms, then with dusters, then on ladders and steps and chairs with a brush and a pail of whitewash, till he had dust in his throat and eyes and plashes of whitewash all over his black fur and an aching back and weary arms. That is, these lines, these words, an aching back and weary arms, this means that he was working very hard. That is, end of the winter, spring came, and then the mole washed his home. And how he washed his home? First with brooms, and then with duster, then on ladders and steps and chairs with a brush and a pail of whitewash. But in this work, when he was working in this procedure, he was very tired. And so this means that he was very busy in cleaning his house. Okay, why do you know it? That is, his aching arm, he feel ache in his arm, in his back and weary arms. Okay. Spring was moving in the air above and in the earth below and around him, penetrating even his dark and lowly little house. Penetrating means strong enough to enter or spread through the something. That is, at that time, the spring moving in the air above. Spring air moving around, and the earth below and around him. Around him there was this soothing breeze was blowing around him, and it was very strong enough to enter or spread through something that is penetrating in his dark and lonely little house. Okay, he suddenly flung down his brass. Flung down means throw down. Flung down means throw down. That is, okay, he flung down means to push or throw someone. That is, at that time he suddenly flung down his brass on the floor and said, "Brother," and "Oh, blow," and also hang spring cleaning, and bolted out of the house without even waiting to put on his coat. That is, he feels so tiredness, he feels so tired that he threw off his brush, and he was ready to go out of his house because he feel very tired. Something up above was calling him, and he made for the step little turning. He scraped and scratched and scraped and scooped. That is one meaning. Scraped and scarred and scrooched. Scraped and scratched and crunched. That is scratched. Scratch means score on mark the surface of with a sharp or pointed object. Scraped. Scraped means scratch or rummage and snout. Acha. So he scraped and scratched and scraped and scooched, and then he scooched again and scrabbled and scratched and scraped, working busily with his little paws and muttering to himself. He was so tired, that is, he scratched and he was rummaged. He told himself, that is, up we go, up we go. He feels that someone was calling him, so he wanted to go up on. Okay. Till at last, puff, his snout came out into the sunlight, and he found himself rolling in the warm grass of a great meadow. That is, suddenly he felt that he was lying on the soft grass of a great meadow, because this means that he was very tired to work in his home, to clean his home, little home. Okay, this is fine, he said to himself. He was muttering. He was told himself, whispering, "This is fine." What is fine? That day was fine. He was lying on the small grass, smooth grass of a great meadow, and he feels it was very fine day. It was very fine. This is better than whitewashing. He was whitewashing his house, and he thought that this lying warm grass, he was rolling down in the warm grass, this is better than whitewashing his house. The sunshine struck hot on his fur. He feels warm in his fur. That is, the sunshine fell on his fur. That is, fell on his back. Soft breeze caressed his heated brow, jumping off all his four legs at once. He was so enjoyed. He was so happy that he was jumping, hopping. And in the joy of living and the delight of spring without its cleaning, he pursued his way across the meadow till he reached the hedge on the further side. That is, he followed to overtake his unhappiness, overtake his carelessness, and he was hopping, he was jumping with a great joy. Okay, "Hold up," said an elderly rabbit. At that time he met elderly rabbit, and he told that, hold on, that is, stop. Why? Because 6 pence for the privilege of passing by the private road. Privilege means license. If we go on a certain way, if we go any way that is not used, that is not very strict way, and we have to go see the license to the owner. That is, "Hold up," said an elderly rabbit, "at the gap 6 pence for the privilege of passing." So on that road, private road, that road was for the rabbit. So rabbit told him that if you go in this way, private road, you have to give me 6 pence. That is, the cost of the crossing of this road was 6 pence. Okay. He was bowled over in an instant by the impatient mole, who trotted along the side of the hedge, crashing the other rabbits as they peeped hurriedly from their holes to see what the row was about. That is, row means small boat, that is row, boat with which the boat was flowing on the water. That is, onion sauce, he remarked jeeringly, and was gone before they could think of a thoroughly satisfactory reply. That is, he told him, that is onion sauce, the sauce made of onion. Then they all, he was bowled over in an instant by the impatient mole. He was bowled over. They were bowled over by the mole, because he trotted along the side of the hedge. Chaffing means joking him. Chaffing means teased them, that the other rabbits, as they peeped hurriedly from their holes to say what the row was about. Achha. Onion sauce, he remarked jeeringly, and was jeeringly means mockingly. That is onion sauce, and was gone before they could think of a thoroughly satisfactory reply. Then they all started grumbling at each other. That is whispering. What was there? Who was he? They were grumbling voice. There was a grumbling voice started. How stupid you are! Why didn't you tell him? Well, why didn't you say? You might have reminded him, and so on in the usual way, but of course it was then much too late. It is always the case. Why then? One rabbit, other rabbits, why did you not told him the real fact? How stupid you are! Who was stupid? That is, one rabbit told the other rabbit, how stupid you are! You tell him. Why didn't tell him that you might have reminded him, that so on. That is the real fact, and this was going on usually. Okay? It all seemed too good to be true, but it is very good to be true. Hither and thither means here and there. Through the meadows he rambled busily, along the hedgerows, finding everywhere birds building, flowering birds, leaves thrusting, everything happy. And the mole was wandering here and there in the meadows, rambled busily, very busily. Sometimes here and sometimes there. He was jumping here and there with a great happy mood, and he enjoyed along the hedgerows. Where he did see there hedgerows, finding everywhere birds building, that is bird's nest, flowers budding, birds of the flowers, living, thrusting, etc., etc. And he feels himself very happy. He thought his happiness was complete when, as he meandered aimlessly along, suddenly he stood by the edge of a full-fed river. That is, he thought that his happiness was complete. Because when he meandered means wandered along a winding path. This is wandered here and there aimlessly. Suddenly he stood by the edge of he came near the river, and the river was brimming over. That is full fed. Never in his life he had seen such a river, such a beautiful river. He never seen such a beautiful river. All was gleams and sparkles, rustles and swirl, chatter and bubble. The mole was bewitched, entranced, fascinated. Bewitched means he was very enchanted, enhanced, and he was very spellbound. All was gleams and sparkle, rust and chatter and bubble. The mole was bewitched, that is entranced, fascinated. He was very spelled over. By the side of the river he trotted as one trots, and when tired at last he sat on the river. He was very trotting, he was jumping with a happy mood. At last he felt tired, and then he sat on the river bank. Then, as he sat on the grass and looked across the river, a dark hole in the bank opposite side of the bank of the river, there was a dark hole. What is the meaning of the dark hole? Just above the water edge caught his eye. He noticed that there was a dark hole in the opposite of the river bank. As he gazed, something bright and small seemed to twinkle down in the heart of it. In the heart of the, that is in the dark hole, there was something was seen. It was bright and small, and it was twinkled down, and suddenly it vanished. Then it twinkled once more like a tiny star. First of all, it seems like a twinkle down in the middle of the dark hole. Then it was vanished, and after that it was twinkled once more like a tiny star. But it could hardly be a star in such, but it was not only a star, such an unlikely situation, but it was too glittering and small for a glowworm. It was very small. It was smaller than for a glowworm. Then, as he looked, it twinkled at him. A small face began gradually to grow up round it, like a frame found a feature. And then a small fish was peeping through the dark hole. This what is the appearance? A brown little face with whiskers. Whiskers, that is, there was some whiskers in his brown little face. A grey round face with the same twinkle in his eye that has first attracted his notice. He was attracted by the twinkling of his eyes, small neat ears and thick silky hair. That is, what is the appearance? It was white red. That is, the dark hole was the house residence of the water rat. It was the home of the water rat. First of all, he see a twinkling of the something twinkled down in the heart of it. That is, in the dark hole, and then it was finished. Then it was seen like a tiny star, but it was not a tiny star. It was so tiny that it is once more like a tiny star, but it was so small that it is unlikely situation. It was too glittering and small for a glowworm. Then that is what is his, and then it grew up round it like a frame of a picture. And what is the appearance? It has a round little face with whiskers, and his eyes was twinkling, and it was attracted by the mole. Small neat ears, it has small neat ears and thick silky hair. So clearly then we know it that it was a water rat. It was nothing but a water rat. Then the two animals stood and regarded each other cautiously. They carefully talked. They meet and they carefully talked between them. They stood, they meet one another and talked between them cautiously. "Hello, Mole," said the water rat. Water rat greeted him. "Hello, Mole." "Hello, Rat," said the Mole. Mole told him, "Hello, Rat. Would you like to come over?" inquired the rat presently. The rat asked him, "Would you like to come over? Would you like to change from one side to the other?" "Oh, it is all very well to talk," said the Mole, rather pettishly. He began new to a riverside life as it was, but it is very suitable to me. I like it very much, and it is very well to talk with you. Then he was very happy to be in the river and riverside life and his ways. This is half of the story, and here one meaning I do not tell you, that is pettishly means sulkily, irritably. So half of the story today I discussed to you, and next day I discussed the remaining part of the story. Okay, and you also read this story thoroughly, and you must among this chapter till which I discussed in the class, you also read it repeatedly and learn the word meanings. Then after finishing the story, I will give you some word meanings. Okay, and in the procedure when I will discuss I discuss the story, I also tell you some word meanings also. So you follow your class and also read the story at your home. Okay, thank you.